Right, good morning. It's Friday. We're here at Gillhams. We just arrived at Sala 4, which is actually pretty close to where I fished last time. So apparently there's some arapaima being caught to the right hand margin, which could be interesting later on. Talk about this for service. Got here and the rods are already tied up with PVA bags on there. So I'm just waiting to meet my guide, who's going to come and tell us where the spots are. So fingers crossed. Right folks, here we are at Gillhams. So really lucky, got a last minute overnight stay in one of the bungalows. So I emailed Becky, who looks after things here, to see if there was any availability. We've actually got the chance to stay in one of the bungalows overnight, which is brilliant, because it means we can fish slightly longer here today. And also we've managed to get ourselves on what they call the small lake in the morning. So I'm going to let the boys have a bit of fun. There's over 50 species in there, up to about 50 pounds. So runs water, so we'll hopefully catch lots of fish of different species.
I think your mum should stand up all day. What do you think?
Well, I'm off to the spa.
I'm joking.
They're fine a bit. I'll take them for a swim soon.
You think we should get your mum a chair? Or shall we make her stand up? He's a nice one, here, isn't he?
Right folks, we're fishing. We've got 3 rods out. Left hand rod, we've got a solid PVA bag just under that little hole under this tree. About here. We've got single bait actually, we've got single boilie cast out towards that red item there. Looking for a Julian carp on that middle rod, and then we've got a dead bait over here on the left hand margin. So just under these banana leaves here, we've got a dead bait. It's been producing arapaima up that margin, so it'd be absolutely incredible if we manage to get an array. So rods are fishing, and fingers crossed. Okay, so a little look at the bait. So this is the bait we've got today. So these are the 8mm pellets. So kind of interesting shape, not similar to what we get in the UK. Quite biscuity, but really fishy. And then we've also got a kilo of the boilies, which actually are made in-house by the Gillhams guys. So we've crushed that up. We've put about 25 spods over the left-hand rod. So we've got one line that we're going to fill in. The second rod, like I say, is literally a single boilie. There's a shallower area between the spinner that used to be a road, so we've put that into about 8 feet. The left-hand rod's fishing over about 15 feet with plenty of bait over that. And like I say, we've got the dead bait over to the banana leaf. Right, in terms of tackle, so on the carp rods, we've tied up, got inline leads. One of them's got a PVA bag. So here we've tied up the OMC equipment. So we've got here the 50-pound ammo braid. We'll tie that to a size 4 Cassian Surrender Conti hook, and then we've just got a wafter on there with a piece of fake corn. So that all goes, pull that back through the PVA bag. Similarly there, we've done pretty much exactly the same thing. So we've got the size 4 Conti Cassian Surrender hook there. So really strong hook, 50-pound hook length material there. So both rods have got pretty similar to the left and right. And in terms of the arapaima rig, something like this. It's obviously a pretty serious hook there. I don't know what size that is. It's probably a size 2. And then onto that we've got a dead bait, which looks like to be a smell or something like that. Okay, so let me share with you the tactics that we've got on what we're calling the main rod. So it's extreme PVA bag fishing. So here is pretty much a tennis ball size ball of those little pellets that we're using. And what we're doing is we're running the baiting needle through the middle of the bag. So front to back, and then we're attaching that to our rig. You can see there, got the standard rig. push that through the bag, probably best doing it that way, and then pulling that back through, and then pulling the hook up into the base of the bag. Protects the hook point on the cast, and you end up there with your hook bait just on the outside, so you just attach that onto your inline rig and whack that out onto the spot. Easy as that. So one quick top tip for you from Danny, who's my guide, brilliant lad from the UK, knows the place like the back of his hand. I've actually got double PVA bag on here, so because the water temperature is 30 degrees, the bags melt really quickly. So I've done a bag, put it in another bag, so it gives you twice the amount of melt time. Top tip. Okay, so it's just coming up to 11 o'clock. No action yet, but I have had a few liners on the middle rod, and two anglers opposite I've just caught a fish. The guy to the left, as I look at it, has just caught a nice Siamese. The guy to the right is still playing it, actually passing it between him and a friend. It's obviously that tiring in the heat, so really interested to see what that's going to be, and hopefully one of my rods is going to rip off shortly. Right lads, in you get. What we got here? Oh, Mrs. G's in charge of the camera. There's a little bit of help. It's hard to tell, it's definitely a cat. I don't know whether it's a Mekong or a Shao Prior, but it's taken 3 of them to lift it, so wow, what a fish. Well done fellas. To the guy opposite who was passing the rod between him and his friend, looks like they got a nice Mekong. I'd probably estimate it to be about 150. Took 3 of them to get in the water and lift it up for a picture, so there are some fish on the feed. Okay, so it's 12:15. I've just redone the rods. Most anglers actually have probably had a fish or a bite, so it's looking good. Just not quite made it over into this corner yet. I've had the odd liner on all 3 rods actually, but nothing's turned into a bite yet, so rods are reset. We've just spotted out another kilo or so of pellets. Right gang, it's 3 o'clock, just redone the rods and put some more bait over the baited spots. We put about 15 spons more, pellet and boilie over that rod. No bites yet, getting the odd liner and this fish getting caught across, but nothing on this side of the lake to report. However, the weather has changed, it's definitely cooler, we've got more cloud cover, we've just had a little bit of rain as well, which is meant to bring the carp on in this particular lake, so fingers crossed. We've got about 3 or 4 hours fishing to go. Well, 4, we finish at 7, so we've got plenty of time for a bite. That's all we need, just the one bite, so fingers crossed. Just a little rundown on the kit then. So I've opted for 3 rods today, so you get 3 5-pound test curve carp fishing rods. Get some pretty basic buzzers, but they do the trick, and the old school fox swingers. It's loaded with, I think that's 80-pound braided line, so they're all similarly rigged up. And then we're fishing with these fox reels, which are pretty no nonsense. There's not even a line clip on there, so no backwine, no line clip, but real sort of no nonsense pieces of kit. So yeah, pretty simple rod pod. Obviously some serious fishing here, because look at the look how they decide to attach the rod pod to the ground. So probably a 10 or 15 pound block of cement and a pretty hefty chain on there. So yeah, they're expecting some pretty savage takes. Right, sports fans, it's 4:45. We've just redone the rods and we've just put the rest of the pellet over that middle rod. So we've probably put thick end of 5 kilos of pellets over that one rod now. So bit of an all-in gamble. We've got just over 2 hours of fishing left, so hopefully when the light drops, it's super hot, I'm absolutely dripping. So yeah, fish are up in the water, sort of sunbathing, splashing around. Hopefully they'll have a half an hour feeding spell before dark or just on dusk, and we'll get one. But if not, we've still got half a day tomorrow, so we're going on to the top lake, which is, like I say, multi-species lake, fish up to 50 pound. hopefully get a few fish on the bank and yeah, get the boys a few bites. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, my life could change no limit. Put it in, put my soul, put my heart in it.
Right folks, it's 6 o'clock, an hour left. The sun's just dipping over the mountain. Really hot now. The sun's been banging into this bank for the last hour or so, so it's really really super humid. But we're starting to get indications. I've just had a really big liner on the left hand rod. The indicator hit the rod, so hoping that the fish are finding the bait and making their way over. So an hour to go, but an important hour. Right, so a little rundown of the peg. So actually in the peg you're fishing out of a little hut. I don't know what it's called, but a nice little Thai style pergola hut, which is great. Just keeps you sheltered from the elements. Got some chairs in there. You also get a cool box down there, which the guys come and fill up with ice in the morning, which is really good. Fan, absolute godsend when it's as hot as it is. Little light up there, and you've also actually got a plug socket. So if you need to plug anything in, phones or torches or anything like that, then you've also got a plug socket there, and then you've just got a really nice flat fishing peg to put the rods on. So yeah, really look after you. And then they come round with a service 3 times a day. So they come round at breakfast time, take your order, come round at lunchtime, take your order, and then again the guys just come round now at 5 o'clock for drinks orders. So you really don't have to leave your peg, and they really look after you. So yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, my life could change no limit. Put it in, put my soul, put my heart in.
I'd just like to give a shout out to my guy Danny. Danny from Leicester. Been absolutely phenomenal. He's worked his socks off for me today. He's yeah, showed me all the spots. He's helped me with the feeding, positioning of the rods, tying some of the rigs. He's absolutely worked his socks off.
Oh, Daddy! Shh. No, it's not a liner. Kurt.
It's got a massive liner. A massive one.
Middle. No, don't pick it up. Don't pick it up.
Middle.
Don't pick it up.
Huge liner. It's like beep, beep, beep.
Musical chairs.
How long? We're having a ton of liners.
Right folks, good morning. Welcome back to Gillhams, day 2. So day 1, unfortunately we ran out of time. So you see on the videos from yesterday, the last half hour was unbelievable. We were just like cats on hot tin roofs, just waiting for the bite. We're getting liner after liner. The fish rocked up at about 6:45. They found the bait, we're getting tons of really big liners on the rods, but unfortunately none of those materialised into bites. So unfortunately day 1, we didn't catch anything on the big lake. I think we were just too far out of the way. We arrived a little bit later being day guests, and by the time the fish had found us, we'd just run out of time. So look, it's fishing, it's not catching, we know that.
Yeah, my life could change no limit. Put it in, put my soul, put my heart in it. Double cup the ice team and make it 4 in it. Phone ring when they keep calling. But what a white to make a keep scarring. No hesitation when I move to make a keep balling. Out shit, look looking for cheese but I never ride on say you can do what man you never doubtอยู่my life ก็ใช้แรง no limit put it in put my soul put my heart in it double cup the ice tea มันไม่ใช่ foreign it phone ring แรง money keep calling บอกว่า the white ทำไมก็ keep